Comes at Night is a 2017 psychological horror film directed by Trey Edward Schultz. The story takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, focusing on the desperate efforts of a small family to survive in a secluded house in the woods. The film primarily explores themes of paranoia, trust, and the fear of the unknown. The movie opens with an outbreak of a highly contagious and deadly disease that has devastated the world. Paul, his wife Sarah, and their teenage son Travis are living in isolation, boarded up in their home to protect themselves from the outside world. One night, the family encounters a man named Will, who claims to be seeking shelter for himself and his family. After much deliberation, Paul decides to let Will, his wife Kim, and their young son Andrew join them in their home. The two families try to establish trust and create a sense of normalcy within their confined space. However, tension and paranoia start to mount as doubts and suspicions arise. Travis begins having vivid nightmares, adding to the growing unease. The fear of the disease, as well as the fear of each other, starts to fracture the fragile trust between the families. As their suspicions escalate, the characters' actions become increasingly erratic and hostile. The once friendly atmosphere turns into one of fear and paranoia. The film explores the lengths people will go to protect their loved ones and the moral dilemmas that arise in extreme circumstances. Without revealing too much, It Comes at Night delves into the psychological toll of survival and the blurred lines between right and wrong. The film intentionally leaves many questions unanswered and plays with the viewer's expectations, emphasizing the uncertainty and fear that permeate the narrative. It Comes at Night is known for its atmospheric tension, its strong performances, and its exploration of human nature in extreme circumstances. The film serves as a haunting and thought-provoking examination of the darkness that can emerge from within us when faced with fear and uncertainty in a post-apocalyptic world. The Strangers is a home invasion horror film that follows a young couple, Kristen McKay and James Hoyt, as they face a terrifying ordeal at their secluded vacation home. The events of the film are inspired by true events. The movie begins with Kristen and James arriving at the remote summer home after attending a wedding reception. They plan to spend the night there before moving out the next day. The atmosphere is tense between them, hinting at underlying relationship issues. As they settle into the house, they are startled by a knock on the door late at night. Standing outside is a young woman wearing a mask. When James asks if they can help her, she gives a vague response and leaves. Confused and unsettled, Kristen and James dismiss the encounter as a harmless mistake. Soon after, they begin to experience strange occurrences. They hear noises outside the house and notice items being moved. Kristen becomes increasingly uneasy, while James tries to rationalize the situation. As tensions rise, Kristen suggests leaving the house, but James insists on staying. He leaves briefly to pick up cigarettes, leaving Kristen alone. During his absence, the terror intensifies as the masked strangers break into the house. Kristen, frightened and desperate, tries to hide and evade the attackers. The three masked assailants, referred to as Dollface, Pin-Up Girl, and the Man in the Mask, play psychological games with Kristen, taunting and terrorizing her. Meanwhile, James returns to the house, unaware of the intruders. He discovers the chaos and tries to protect Kristen, but he is ultimately overpowered and brutally attacked by the strangers. Kristen, devastated and injured, is left to confront the masked assailants on her own. Throughout the night, Kristen battles fear and despair as she fights for survival. She manages to wound the Man in the Mask, and temporarily escape from the house. However, the strangers relentlessly pursue her, leading to a final confrontation. In the climactic ending, Kristen is ultimately captured by the strangers. The movie concludes with a chilling shot of the strangers leaving the house, leaving Kristen's fate unknown. The Strangers is known for its tense and atmospheric storytelling, drawing on the fear of a home invasion and the terror of being targeted by random assailants. It explores themes of vulnerability, isolation, and the brutal nature of violence. Starring Liv Tyler as Kristen McKay and Scott Speedman as James Hoyt, the film received praise for its effective use of suspense, atmospheric cinematography, and realistic portrayal of terror. It serves as a haunting reminder of the dangers that can arise from seemingly random acts of violence. Suspiria is a 2018 supernatural horror film directed by Luca Guadagnino. The story follows a young American dancer named Susie Banyan who joins a prestigious dance academy in Berlin.
As Susie becomes entangled in the Academy's dark and mysterious secrets, she discovers that it harbors a coven of witches.
The film is set in 1977 Berlin, during a time of political unrest. Susie Bannion, played by Dakota Johnson, arrives at the Tanz Dance Academy to audition for a spot in the company. The academy is run by the enigmatic and renowned choreographer Madame Blanc, portrayed by Tilda Swinton. Susie impresses Madame Blanc and is accepted into the academy. She forms a close bond with another student named Sarah, who suspects that there is something sinister happening within the academy's walls. Sarah believes that the faculty members, including Madame Blanc, are witches. As Susie delves deeper into her training, she begins to experience strange occurrences and supernatural phenomena. The academy is revealed to be a front for a coven of witches who draw power from the performances of the dancers. The witches use their dark magic to manipulate and control the students, harnessing their energy for their own purposes. Meanwhile, the Academy's founder, Helena Marcos, is an ancient and powerful witch who seeks to transfer her essence into a new body. Susie's talent and potential make her a prime target for Helena's plan. Susie's natural abilities as a dancer draw the attention of the witches, especially Madame Blanc, who sees her as a vessel for their rituals. As the coven's machinations become increasingly malevolent, Sarah attempts to uncover the truth behind the academy and its dark secrets. She discovers a hidden chamber beneath the academy where the witches perform their rituals and conducts her own investigation. In the film's climactic finale, Susie embraces her newfound power and confronts the witches, ultimately fulfilling her destiny as the embodiment of a powerful and ancient witch known as Mother Suspiriorum. She uses her abilities to bring an end to the coven and exact vengeance for the atrocities committed within the academy. Suspiria is known for its atmospheric and visually striking cinematography, its haunting score by Thom Yorke, and its exploration of themes such as power, femininity, and the dark side of artistic expression. The film offers a reinterpretation of Dario Argento's 1977 horror classic of the same name, delving deeper into the occult aspects of the story while creating a unique and atmospheric experience.